so close to where my...
Hey guys, so if you are subscribed to my channel, you would see my announcement in the YouTube community that I posted that we are going to be starting a new series called Dear Royal History, and for today's first series episode is going to be who was the first king of England. Now this is going to be pretty hard to find. I did my research and it was kind of hard because the first king of England. Anyway, I still did my research and I dug into some websites like Wikipedia and stuff like that, and I found that the first king of England is Athelstan, if I'm pronouncing it right. This is what his name looks like. It looks really weird, I know. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. Is it Athelstan or Athelstan? But yeah. In Old English, it's pronounced Althelstan, and in Old North, it's Althelsteen. So in Ovalstone, in 894 to 27 of October 939, Athelstan was the king of Anglo-Saxons from 924 to 927, and the king of the English from 927 till Athelstan's death in 939. He was the son of King Edward the Elder, Athelstan's dad, King Edward the Elder, and his mother, King Edward the Elder's first wife, Egwin. Okay. So, modern historians regard him as the first king of England and one of the greatest Anglo-Saxon kings. So, Athelstan was a really good leader of Anglo-Saxon kings, which earned him the nickname Greatest Anglo-Saxon Kings in his time. So, Athelstan never married and had no children. So now you're wondering, how do we get to Queen Elizabeth and Henry VIII and stuff like that if he did not have any children? According to here, onto my research, his half-brother, Edmund I, had children. He had wives, he had children. And, Athelstan never married. He didn't have any children, but he was succeeded by his half-brother, Edmund I. When Edmund died in July 924, Athelstan was accepted by the Mercians. Mercians, I'm going to put the word over here if I'm not pronouncing it right, as king. So his other half-brother, Athelweard, Athelstan and Edmund I's other half-brother, Alfreware, name over here again. I'm so sorry I cannot pronounce his name right because these are like really weird names. So I'm not sure what wife he came from that, because I'm pretty sure King Edward the Great had plenty of wives. So their half-brother, Alfreward, may have been recognized as King of Wessex, which is a place in Britain, in England. But then Alfreward died within 3 weeks. 3 weeks of their father's death. So after Edward the Elder, King Edward the Elder died, let me see. Alfred died after 3 weeks after their father died, after Edward the Elder died. So now Athelstan is and conjured in resistance for Wessex. So he's the next to be kind of king leader of Wessex for several months, and was not crowned until September 925. Athelstan wasn't crowned until September 925. 925 is the year, so this is really way back then. Our year right now is 2023. His year, when he was crowned, is 925. Pretty old. Really old, not just pretty old. Then, in 927, he conquered the last remaining Viking kingdom in his time, the York, making him the first Anglo-Saxon ruler of the whole England, of the whole of England. In 934, he invaded Scotland and forced Constantine II to submit to him. I don't know who Constantine is, but I'm going to search it right now on Google so you guys know who Constantine is. I'm going to make more on a video of the Vikings and Athelstine's fight with the Vikings, with the loss of the Vikings. So I'm going to search. I'm literally on Google right now. What's his name? So that's my brother.
Look at my Nike t-shirt.
His Nike t-shirt. Anyways, Constantine. Okay, so let's search that up. Constantine the second. Turn down my so you guys could see what the. So Constantine II of Greece, he was a former king of Greece. Constantine II, he was the old king of Greece. So here is what he looked like. I can't find any pictures of him in Greece. You know, they sculpt. So that's what he looks like. That's Constantine. And whoa, this. He has his hand like that, but it broke in a couple of years or so. So now we know who Constantine is. As you can see, his hand is broken. No. Turn up my brightness back. Alrighty. So now you know who Constantine is. That guy's Constantine. So, the Anglo-Saxon, aka Athelstan, wanted Constantine to submit to him, Constantine II, because he invaded Scotland and forced Constantine II to submit to him. Athelstan's rules was resented by the Scots and Vikings. So Vikings came from Scotland. And in 937, they invaded England. So I'm not sure, but apparently the Vikings, the Scots invaded England again. Athelstan defeated them at the Battle of Brunanburh. That's a different topic. We're gonna talk about that maybe in the future. Then, you know, the Scots and the Vikings invaded England because, you know, Constantine was mad. Constantine II was mad, so they were gonna go invade Britain again. But Athelstan, anyways, sorry guys. Constantine was mad. He wanted to destroy Britain or something like that because Athelstan wanted him to submit, so maybe he got mad because of that. So now Constantine invaded Britain, but no fear, the first king of England, Athelstan, defeated them at the Battle of Brunanburh, which was their battle between Constantine and Athelstan. I'm going to be talking about the Battle of Brunanburh in a different topic if you want. Then a victory gave him great pigstaged in both of British Isles and on the continent. So Athelstan won, and he had a victory that was so big that the whole Britain and even the whole continent, the whole. Anyways, guys, sorry about that. So Athelstan won the Battle of Brunanburh, and a victory was given to him, and it was so big that victory was so big, the whole British Island knew, and also the whole continent. So after Athelstan's death in 939, next page. British Isles on the continent. Now, after his death in 939, Vikings seized back control of York. I don't know if York is part of Britain or something, but the Vikings, after Athelstan died, they took back control of York, and it was not finally acquired until 954. Athelstan then centralized the government before he died.
All souls into heaven.
He increased control over the productions of charters and summoned leading of figures from distant areas to his council. This meeting was also attended by rulers from outside his territories, especially Welsh kings, who thus acknowledged his overlordship to more legal tests surviving from his reign than from others that to the 10th century of being an English king. So his death is unknown. I tried searching it up on Google and other platforms, but his death is really unknown. So I don't know how he died, but we're going to talk about his family tree. So Athelstan. So over here it says on Google that Athelstan was the king of Anglo-Saxons. So apparently that's a place or something. He died on October 27, 939 AD, so after death, and he was born in Wessex in Britain. His place of burial, his resting place right now till this day is in Malmesbury Abbey in Malmesbury, United Kingdom. So if you are in UK right now, you could go visit that in Abbey in Malmesbury Abbey. His siblings are Edmund the First, we discussed about him. Edmund the First of England. Athelward, we also discussed about him. Athelward of Wessex. Edred of England. Edith of Polesworth. Eadgyth, Edwin, and those are all his siblings. Now his parents are Edward the Elder and Egwin. So his desponed date is 927 AD. So the reason why King Athelstan did not marry is more on it said that Alfred the Great, his grandfather, gave Athelstan gifts before he died: a scarlet cloak, jeweled belt, and a Saxon sword. When Athelstan did become king, he decided to rule the obvious, and during his entire reign he would choose not to marry or have any children. So if you understand a word of what I just said, good for you. And Athelstan is famous for he pushed the boundaries of the United Kingdom further to the extended reach. So he saved United Kingdom. So yeah, Athelstan was a really good king. According to over here, Athelstan had skills in diplomacy and lawmaking combined with his declaration to education and patronage and stability made for him a very effective ruler. So he was a good king, he was a good ruler.
Virgin most powerful, pray for
And
us. Virgin most merciful, pray for us. Virgin
that's
most
it.
faithful,
Edward's son, King Athelstan, was the very, very first king of England. Let's look at his
pray for us.
family tree, shall we?
Pray for us.
Put his family tree right here.
Pray for us.
Last Kingdom. So his family was called the Last Kingdom.
Pray for us. Mystical
Put a little
Lord,
screenshot of that.
pray for us.
So the Last Kingdom family tree was Alfred and
Tower of Ivory, pray for us.
sorry, I just had a big lunch. Anyways, it was on the first of the family trees, Alfred and Ealhswith,
Pray for us.
his grandparents. Then on their children,
For us.
Athelflaed, Athelflaed, and Edward. So 2 girls, 1 boy.
Comforter of the afflicted, pray for us.
Then you're gonna start with the eldest daughter. I really don't know how to pronounce these weird names.
Queen of Patriarchs,
Athelflaed
pray for us.
got married to Athelred. Now they had a child named Athelwyn. Why do they have names that always start with this letter?
Queen of Confessors,
Oh my gosh. Oh no.
Queen of Virgins,
Oh, okay guys. So remember Athelwed, it was not Alfred and Aswith's child. It's not. So they only had 2 children. Athol and Ethswith only had 2 children. Athelflaed and Edward. So 1 girl, 1 boy. Edward then got married to Aethelflaed, and they had children with Athelwed. So you know Edward the Elder, sorry. Edward the Elder, you know him. He was the father of Athelstan. So Atheled and Edward had a child, and his name was Athelward. We also talked about him in the Wikipedia thing. Then Edward and Egwin. Edward and Athelwyn, I don't know if they got divorced or something like that. But Edward got married again to Egwin, then had their son Athelstan. Or Athelstan. So there you go, that's it. That is the first king of England. Wow. So that's it for today. If you want to hear more, make sure you click that like button that's down below. It's absolutely free. You can always do that. And hit the subscribe button too, which is right near the like button. Make sure you subscribe and hit the little bell icon so you would never miss another one of these videos when I post again. This is really fun and interesting for me to do, especially if you are a history worm like me. So just click the subscribe, which is right over there, and I'm going to make a playlist once I make a lot of these. I'm going to make a playlist so you guys can watch it all together. So yeah, that was it for today. Subscribe, like, I already said that enough. You know what to do. Copy a link to those friends who want to know who was the first king of England. So that's all. Goodbye.